Alright guys, welcome back to Frugal Homestead. So today I want to do a video about something a little different. Now for those of you who have been watching the channel, you'll know that we are building a tiny house. But what some of you may not know is we're going to work to get that house completely off grid. So everything we own, we have to think about how much power things use. Now normal people that hook to the grid don't think about such things, but we have to. Now one of my biggest problems I've had for power is these computers, because I do YouTube, and that's a very intense use of power. You have to use lots of power, and the newer technology is getting more and more expensive. It is getting slightly more efficient, but not to the point where it's worthwhile to me. Now this is my first editing rig I built up, and it now can't keep up at all. It just can't. Not with 4K footage. I built this one in the whole computer meltdown and graphics card meltdown of like 2020, 2021. It is now starting to falter. This guy uses 350 watts an hour. This guy uses almost 600 watts an hour. So that's not acceptable when you're off grid if you're going to be editing for 2 or 3 hours straight. It's just not going to work. You're going to end up emptying your batteries so fast. I needed to find a solution. So the solution is Samsung DeX. Now I know some of you probably don't know what Samsung DeX is. It's actually a feature built into Samsung phones. Now I know some of you are going to say, I don't have a Samsung phone. Stick with me to the end. I'll tell you how to get one very, very low cost, and you'll be able to do this, and you can use it even as your designated computer. Now there's two methods to this. One is to use a dock. Now they come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, have all kinds of things in them. This is just a cheap Dell one, and it has a USB port, an Ethernet port, a HDMI port, a VGA port, and then a Type-C to plug into the phone. Now I plug in my keyboard and mouse USB dongle into it. Then I plug in my HDMI, and then I plug in to the phone. Now I turn on the TV, which I use for my monitor, and we'll give that a second. And now we are in Samsung DeX, which is a full-on desktop. You notice that I'm using a mouse. It's very responsive. I can use the keyboard, and I have access to all of my apps. Now a lot of people would say that's the same as a giant tablet that you hook a keyboard up to. No, because the difference is this is actually a desktop, so I can use desktop mode on any of these things. But also, nowadays, the Android creators are becoming so smart in how they're doing things. As an example, there's now a full-fledged Microsoft Office in Android now. So my wife can use her version, which is a laptop, which I'll explain as we go on here, to do things like in Excel and stuff. And she can also use Sheets, Google Sheets. So for business and our gig work, it makes it really easy. But the big thing that really has turned this to be an option for me now is called LumaFusion. It is an app that was on iPhones, and the creators have now entered into like a late beta stage, and $20 a year is what I just paid for it. And I've used all kinds of Android type, I don't want to call them video editors, but like KineMaster and Power Director, I've used them, but they're not really a full-fledged editing suite. They don't really have the same timeline or setup, but LumaFusion does. And the render times are insane. This thing here will be rendering in here for a 15-minute video with a lot of graphics and a lot of cut up, some green screen. That thing will be sitting for an hour rendering out my project with that RX 580 in it. This thing would be like 2 hours to render that. This thing will do it in like 15 minutes. It's crazy. So, just to give you an idea, this is LumaFusion, all right? And right now in here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 timeline clips on there. And they are the highest that my S20 can film. So, rear camera, 4K, highest quality, okay? This would not play without a proxy file or a shadow file on these computers. There's just too much there. But yet I can sit here and play real time. Play it real time, no proxy file, no shadow file. Play it real time, 4K. A lot of computers would be hard pressed to do that. Now, if I was going to say, if I had unlimited funds, yeah, I could go buy a laptop and it probably would use a little less than probably 50 watts an hour. But you would need like a $2,000 laptop to be able to do that. All right, I bought this S20 refurbished from Samsung for $200. And the dock here, I think this one was like 24 bucks, but I've seen them as low as $10. They actually have Samsung DeX branded ones, but I'll put some options like it down in the comments below if you guys are interested. But this gives me the ability to edit using almost no power. Now let's talk about the setup here, because I told you the power they used. So for my phone and that TV to run, it is 35 watts an hour. 35 watts an hour to run my system now, compared to 550 and 300 and something. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. And if I had more USB ports on this dock, I could hook up, multiple memory cards or SSDs, whatever, and write to those. How fast this is insane, and I'm only buying one product, which is the phone. These computers, even though I built them, I still have, probably $300 in that one and $500, $600 in that one. So to have to go out and buy a new computer and build it up for the next generation, which is where I'm at now, to be able to use the phone I already have and be able to go do all my YouTube editing is pretty good. Now, I'm not a gamer, but I'm sure a lot of people ask, well, what about gaming? There's a lot of different games you can get in the Play Store, online, APKs, different things that you can play on this. I actually was playing around a little bit with Lone Wolf, and it actually plays really smooth on this. So I don't think that games, if you're into gaming and stuff, I don't see any problem why you couldn't play on here. It's just going to have to be an Android-based game. Now, as far as the rest of things, like everything's normal. It's like double click it and it just works. There's not a lot to really say about it. You go down here and you click and you got all your apps. So, quick, anything I want to do, I can do. Now, there's another way to use this. You can take the cord that you charge your phone with. It will load this on your computer. So you'll have the same experience as now, but also have Windows. The benefit to that is, even an old laptop, my wife has a super old HP Pavilion laptop. It is so bad it literally won't even run a editing program to edit anything over 480. It's terrible, but it's got a touch screen. And the touch screen works. She can use it for all kinds of different things now. It brought that thing back to life. And then between her phone and that laptop running, per hour, it only uses 45 watts. That's insane. But it works really well. She loves playing games on it. She uses it to track all of our, money we make gig work and all the different things, the money in, money out. It really is a good experience. And I think not enough people realize that this is out here and they can do that. So for us, this is going to be the new way I edit. This is going to be the new way that I use this as a computer. Not to mention, I'm a working man. My hands are kind of fat and my eyes ain't as good as they used to be. So little tiny phone screen is not fun to edit on for me. I want a desktop experience with a full-fledged editor, and LumaFusion does that. But Samsung DeX is free, guys. This is an opportunity for you guys to try something different. If you don't like it, you know, what can I say? But the reality is I have found very few things that I don't like. The only thing, first off, that I found is you can't screen record on it yet. And they say they're working on it. We'll see. Other than that, most apps work on it. Most things work on it. I know that some people say I don't have a Samsung phone. And what I want to say to that is, if you're going to do a dock or a, you know, whatever, if you want a Samsung phone, go to eBay or go to Amazon or look around and find one that has a bad ESN. So what that basically means is either somebody had a phone in contract and didn't finish paying it off, or something's jacked up with the inside of the modem, or maybe it's even stolen, I don't know. But they do sell bad ESN phones on eBay and Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. They also sell ones that have like little corner cracks in the screen. Alright? But if you got a bad ESN phone, I've seen the brand new S22 Ultras going for $175 with a bad ESN. That is crazy. That is the flagship brand new phone at the time of recording this. So to have that kind of phone, now if you wanted like an S20 like I got with a bad ESN, you're going to pay like 75 bucks. It's nothing. That's the cost of, you know, you take and get a dock with it, you're going to have $100 in it. Or maybe you got an old computer you're just trying to breathe some new life into. You know, and right now you can get LumaFusion off Play Store. Buy it off the Play Store because it'll transfer to different devices. Don't buy it from Samsung. But they're charging $20 right now, lifetime subscription. It's going to be going up to $30 or $35 later once it comes out in the full-blown version. But you'll get the free upgrade with it. But you can go out and get these phones with, you know, whether a cracked screen or bad ESN, and just use it as your computer. I don't think enough people realize this, and I hope that some people take advantage of this, because I cannot even begin to explain how much time I'm saving now. It edits faster, it plays faster, I can put more work into it, and it renders faster, which means I'm not waiting around to be able to upload a video because it's already rendered and done. I can go put it straight through to YouTube right out of LumaFusion, or I can save it. Now, this is what we're doing. It doesn't mean that that's what you have to do. I just wanted to share this because I'm in a lot of groups that do filmmaking stuff, and the number one thing you see in there all the time is, how can I gain more subscribers, and how do I upgrade my computer or make my computer run better trying to edit. The upgrading process is just continuous. So why do we keep throwing money down a hole when we already have the answer right here? The technology has already come so far. It's time to stop building these dinosaurs and start working with the technology that's already there. Now, if you film with this too, it's going to get real easy. Real easy. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If nothing else, if you have a Samsung phone, go try it. Download the Samsung DeX program for Windows. Put it on your computer, plug it in, try it. It won't hurt anything. If you don't like it, just unplug it. You're back to Windows. Or get you a dock and try it direct to a TV. I mean, it's pretty fun. It's pretty amazing. You can put it up on your giant living room TV and do it. It makes an excellent way to be able to game on a big TV or do lots of other things. And you can hook up joysticks and other stuff to it. So with that said, I hope you guys will go ahead and come back, watch more of our videos to see how we actually implement this into our Offgrid system and how we set that all up in our tiny house. Now, And I don't know why you wouldn't have already. Come on, guys. Go down. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you see all of our upcoming videos. Make sure you drop us a comment. Let us know what you use for a computer or what you edit with if you are a creator, or if you're a gamer, let us know what you play on. And let us know if you tried this, because I'm telling you, Samsung DeX is a game changer. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.